Femi the Remainer goes on a rant against Britain and our veterans. Kamala Harris shows her true Marxist colours, and the polls are now open in America. Hello everyone and welcome to today's show. You'll remember Femi, well some of you at least, because he's been pretty quiet recently since his Remain side essentially got defeated over the last few years. He came out of nowhere. He's an activist, left-wing activist who's a EU federalist, and he's now gone on a rant against our veterans and Remembrance Sunday, because apparently that's not right. Now, speaking of Poppy Appeal, before we actually start the video, I just want to mention we have one day to go. Wednesday, tomorrow, 6 p.m. we have our Poppy Appeal live stream, where we have obviously Steve Baker, MP, Tom Harwood, Emily Hewitson, and my producer Lacey will moderate the show. We've actually had I think over 100 people already registered, and we have raised just over £500 in donations. You can find the link in the description. Register, join us. If you can't join us but you still want to contribute to the Poppy Appeal campaign, then feel free to use the PayPal link as well below the original link, and just put in the notes that this donation is for Poppy Appeal. Do that and we'll see you Wednesday. Now, going back to Femi, so this guy is now gone on a rant on Twitter against the BBC. Yes, a lefty is now criticising the BBC. Why? Because their presenters decided to wear poppies. Yes, they've crossed the line. So he's tweeted, "Dear BBC, why are your presenters wearing poppies? Your rules ban virtue signalling, no matter how worthy the cause. If presenters can..." Yeah, you can see the rant, and he's talking about how why can't we, if they're doing that, why can't we virtue signal when it comes to other causes, other political causes? Well, I can tell you why, Femi. You've actually yourself attached the section of the BBC Charter where they're talking about how you should avoid political virtue signalling, also political campaigns. This is not a political campaign, and you know it. This is not simply for someone to say that I support this cause. These were our veterans. These are the people who gave their lives so that you could live in a free and democratic society, to be able to tweet things like this. This is not some sort of social cause. It's a charity. It's a charity campaign, and broadcasters and other TV outlets have previously promoted charity movements. Sky News have a big charity campaign for oceans and trees and stuff. And we have Channel 4 doing a lot of things. Even the BBC do Children in Need and other campaigns as well. So do you want them to stop promoting charities? Maybe you do. This is the big problem that we have with people on the left like Femi, and it makes absolutely no sense, because there are others, just Sheldon, who's come out to say that Femi is right. Soldiers are the state's bully boys, and apparently they go after innocent people. Yeah, especially back in the 1930s and 1914s and those times when, yeah, they just went after innocent people, not bad people. Yeah, 1930s Germany was fine. Just let them do whatever they want. It's funny because people like Sheldon, who have come out to say this, we've discovered his Wikipedia page. The beauty of hypocrisy from these people on the left. Look at their Wikipedia page. What's underneath? The website link. Poppy Appeal support. So when they need to, as they say themselves, virtue signal, they do it themselves. He's put it on his Wikipedia page, or someone put it on his Wikipedia page because he's done it. But when it's not suited, he's going to come out and defend Femi, because clearly Remembrance Sunday is a political cause. This is not right at this point, especially with everything that's happening in the world, in our country, with the lockdown measures and the potential crises that we could be facing financially. We need to bring everyone together rather than somehow targeting our veterans and people who protect us. At least we have some people who are still standing up for our values. People like Esther McVey, a Conservative MP who has been pretty sound recently, actually. She's standing up against the lockdown measures. She's come out to save the Remembrance Sunday, because obviously when the lockdown measures, the second lockdown was announced recently, initially the idea was to shut everything down, but people like Esther McVey and other libertarian-leaning Tory MPs came out and put pressure on the Prime Minister. So apparently now the Remembrance Sunday service is going to go ahead, socially distanced, but it's still going to go ahead, and they're still going to promote it. And it's tough because, as we've said before, this year the campaign is struggling because they're not really out there. They're not really able to sell as they did before. A lot of people, especially in the city of London near Bank, where the people are still working from home, and the Popular Pill campaign did really well in that area. So they're not there. That's what we do in our live stream, obviously, tomorrow. But the people on the left who are coming out to suddenly be against virtue signalling. These are the same people who are now going after people like Kemi, who obviously in Parliament, she's again one of the sound Conservative MPs who came out and criticised the BLM movement and all this kind of identity politics that's been promoted in our university campuses and by the media. And this was a couple of weeks ago where she made that speech in the House of Commons. And since then, we've had a list of academics from the liberal left who've now come together to go after her because she shouldn't say that as an MP, as a representative of ordinary people out there. She shouldn't say this. So you have the loony lefty lecturers lining up against Kemi. They've written a letter, they've signed it, and these are the people. You could actually go on the Guido Fawkes website. There's a massive list of them. You could actually find their details, and some of them have had very, very dodgy views in the past and recently as well. But again, when we talk about identity politics and the loony left, it's not just this country. Today, as we make this video, we have just a few hours left until the US election ends. They're currently actually voting in various states. Donald Trump, a lot of people are speculating that he might lose. The opinion polls are up and down all over the place. But there's one opinion poll that says that nearly 1/3 of black voters will now support Donald Trump. This is huge because you've had the recent movement on the streets in America causing trouble. The people who claim that everyone who is not white is on our side. Not only that, that didn't help the left. The people are now, ordinary people are coming to support Donald Trump. The other issue is that even Trump himself, back in 2016, he hardly managed to get 1 in 10 of the black voters. He got about 8% of the votes. So if he actually manages to get 1/3, this could be a game changer. But again, we don't really know exactly what's happening. I have my own predictions. Even my producer, Lacey Butcher, has, she believes that obviously Trump's going to win. I think Biden could still just win, but we're going to discuss that at another time after this video. But so the issue is that, as you can see, like the percentage and the support has been going up and down. But when it comes to certain voting blocks, but also Latinos, Donald Trump is actually doing better than expected. I'm really not sure how the opinion polls completely changed since the BLM movement and the crazies who took control of certain areas like Portland, because with everything that's been happening with the lockdown measures, yes, Donald Trump lost some of the support, but at the same time, when you look at the alternative, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, people talk about Kamala Harris as if she's this savior, as if she's this moderate, liberal, sensible, pro-free market. No, she's not. She literally posted this tweet 2 days ago, a clip of her explaining how Marxism is the only solution.
Oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we can get the same amount, but you're still gonna be that far back behind me. It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
Yeah, that's Kamala Harris. She publicly tweeted this, so there are a lot of people, especially a lot of centre-right people in the UK, a lot of conservative-leaning people who now see the Democrats as the moderates. They're not the moderates, they're the radicals. And just because, they think that Kamala is sassy, or, I don't know what the way she talks, don't support people based on personality, support them based on their values and ideas. And speaking of values and ideas, the latest that we have from the Brexit negotiations is still ongoing. They're still talking. Apparently, both sides are now reaching an agreement, some sort of compromise on the fisheries debate. I'm going to keep you guys posted in the next few days, especially after the US elections. But for now, let's focus on what's going to happen in America between Trump and Biden. Before I finish the video, as I said, don't forget to register for our live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Wednesday, 6 p.m. If you can't make it and if you want to contribute, just use the PayPal link. You could donate on that. Just put a note saying that this is for the Poppy Appeal campaign. And just before I finish, as I said yesterday, a number of you have contacted me saying that YouTube had randomly unsubscribed you from my channel, or you just don't get the videos. Just make sure that you have subscribed. Every now and then you have to check, unfortunately. But also, if you just click on the notification bell next to it and click on all, not personalized, then you'll definitely be notified when I release my daily videos on my Tousi. And I'll see you guys in the next video.